Good evening, everyone. The Miners' Revenge sounds like an Upper Peninsula revolt a century or more ago, but it's really a series of mountain bike races at the Adventure Mining Company in southeastern Ontonagon County. A change in schedule this year brought the downhill races first. The first couple riders were able to cruise through the opening turns, trees forming a tunnel made for an easy stretch right there. But moments later, a couple tight turns proved to be a problem for Marquette's Jeremiah Johnston. He handles the right turn, but coming back to his left, he will lose control and fall off his bike. He was stunned for a few seconds, but Johnston didn't seem to let the crash bother him very much.
And so she goes.
So what happened?
Too fast, greased out on a rock, front tire disappeared and landed on my head.
Other than that, you're okay?
Yeah, head feels good, shoulders a little sore, but made my second run.
Incredibly enough, that wasn't the worst crash of the day. In the second half of the run, the cyclist caught the wrong turn on the rock, descending and tumbled to the bottom of the hill. He's smiling, but he did mess up his right arm, and that would require a trip to the hospital. Nearly a dozen riders accepted the challenge of the downhill race. The highlights for others was the Miners' Revenge race. Riders could choose a 12 or 24-mile course. Each lap is around 6 miles long. Shortly after the start, racers enter the mine, and it's about 1/3 of a mile long, and miners' lamps are required for obvious reasons. The rocky floor makes it tricky for cyclists to keep their balance, and there were several turns, but the good news, it's 48 degrees in the mine, so it was nice and cool. Pete Kiernan of Painsdale was a men's 4-lap winner in a little over 2 hours 3 minutes. Amy Amon completed 3 laps for the women in 2 hours 44 minutes, so she was the distance winner. In the 12-mile races, Lisa Labar won for the women's, and Tim Costner won for the men. The Upper Peninsula Ladies Golf Association Championship is underway at the Wawanawin Golf Club in western Marquette County as 75 golfers compete. We'll start with 2011 champion Carly St. Ange of Marquette. There she will roll a nice putt on the 7th hole. She recorded an 83 on the day. Calumet's Zoe Woodworth is next as the winds were giving players fits, and this is the 8th hole, and the University of Colorado at Mesa chips on the green. Woodworth had the best score of the day with an 80. Last year's winner Avery Rochester of Marquette doesn't get the par putt on the 8th hole, but as the defending champ, she'll automatically qualify as the top seed in the championship flight when match play begins tomorrow. Rochester will face Carly St. Ange's mother, Chris, in a championship flight rematch, teeing off at 11:30 a.m. Pam Franchini of Pine Grove and Iron Mountain had a nice putt on the 9th. 16 players are in the championship flight. It's an all Upper Peninsula affair at the major softball state tournament in Essexville as Escanaba takes on Negaunee. 3rd inning, Esky leads 1-0 when Kate Wilson beats out the bunt single. Next, Savannah Barron at bat, and she will get this beautiful base hit to put 2 runners on for Escanaba. Next, Hannah Eddington sends this one over the head of Negaunee's Taylor Bartley. Watch this beauty as it just goes boom. 2-run score, and Escanaba leads at 3-0. That was plenty of offense for Eddington as she fired a 5-inning no-hitter. Get that. Here's one of her strikeouts. Escanaba wins 10-0 to advance to the state quarterfinals tomorrow against Taylor. In some scores, Major League Baseball Rangers defeat the Tigers 7-1. In junior 13-14 softball, Kingsford blanks Tri-County 21-0, and Escanaba does the same to Norway 22-0. In senior 15-16 softball, Escanaba wins 10-0 over Iron Mountain North. And in junior 13-14 baseball, Norway defeats Kingsford 9-3. In 10-11 baseball, Gladstone upends Kingsford 10-1. In some Legion ball, Escanaba split their doubleheader, winning 14-0 over Alpena, but losing to Petoskey 4-2. And in the first 2 games of the Mid-Peninsula Tournament in Channing, Kingsford edges Ishpeming 4-3 to advance, and Hancock needed 9 innings to top Channing 7-6. So that means that in the 3rd game of the day in Channing, Hancock is playing top-seeded Marquette. Top of the 1st, Alex Van Wagner hits this right up to McKinley Larson, but he will reach second off the errant throw. And Turner takes advantage and will score from 3rd. Hancock goes up 1-0 early. Top of the 3rd, Blues made numerous catches in the outfield today, and here's one. Hancock still leads at 1-0, however. Top of the 6th, pitcher Tyler Ledern gets the RBI single as he hits this one up the middle, and Van Wagner will just stroll on in from 3rd base. Hancock goes up 2-0. Moments later, it's going to be a beautiful hit from Gabe, and this goes right to Hunter Larson, but his throw is a little bit off, so Ledern will score and Mike Sari will slide home safely. Ledern struck out 15 batters today as the lower-seeded Hancock stuns number 1 seeded Marquette 4-0. They'll advance to the championship tomorrow. And who will they face? Well, number 2 seeded Gladstone takes on Kingsford for that next slot. Top of the 4th, off the wild pitch, Bryce Kirscher will slide home for the game's first run. Kingsford goes up 1-2-0. Bottom of the 4th, Indians respond. Here's Jake Peterson. He rips this into left for the double, and he'll bring home his teammate Jake Pearson, and we're all tied up at 1. Top of the 5th, here is some nice defense by Gladstone's Christian Tackman as he forces the runner out on first. Score is still tied at 1. Top of the 6th, Kingsford's Austin Murdoch had been due for a big hit all day, and he'll bust one out in a center field for the 2-run homer. Kingsford defeats Gladstone, 5-1. They'll play Hancock for the championship tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more sports scores and highlights, be sure to check out our website at uppermichigansource.com.
So that first story that you were talking about,
Yes.
where they run through the mine, that is so cool to me.
I know. I was really jealous that Mike got to go into the mines and shoot all that. It looked really neat.
Yeah, because then maybe you'll get to go next year. But
Yeah.
I remember them covering it last year, and I was like, wow, that's like some serious stuff right
Yeah,
there.
I know. They're racing in a mine. Like, that doesn't get any better than that.
All right, thank you very much, Lily. We'll be right back with your final story.